So, without further ado, death and dying. And we were just talking about that just before we went live. And so, I guess we were already starting to think about this topic. So, Laura, do you want to talk about what we're talking about?
Well, the way that the way that I met Tyson was that I was being psychically attacked at the time and was at the end of like the crossroads is what I'm going to say. So either I was going to call it quits or I was going to transcend and do what I'm doing now, which is stay here and continue doing this work. And God sent me to Tyson, unbeknownst to me. I was like, we had been connected 2 years earlier about the Rainbow Children's Academy. And because I'm rainbow, or at least I've been told that I'm a rainbow. And so um, I called him and not knowing why. And then I figured it out. And he figured it out pretty quickly that I needed the deep cleaning protocol. And in that, I was explaining to him this morning that one of his gifts is to attract people that are like me, that were like me at that time, where your vibration is still high, but you still have a lot of potential. But at the time, whatever is going on in your life has brought you down into the depths of despair, right? And there was a lot that God has been asking of me. And so he'll take you down as far as you can go, um, to then bring you back up. And so in explaining that to Tyson, I think that he understands now why he will attract people that are of lower energies and that take advantage of him, because he sees their highest potential. And it's part of our gift is to be able to discern between highest potential and where they are now. And in right like at this level, so when he met me, I was not at my highest potential, but now he's like working with me and we work together. Now I have my confidence back and I love my work and but I still have a BS meter, and that's from my father. Thank you, God. Thank you, Dad. Um, that I can tell what is not good. And the one of the groups that Tyson was giving money to was not a good. Their intentions were to take from people in America and on this land, because they feel like, and it has been propaganda. How do you say that? Propaganda. The propaganda is that America is like paved with gold, and that even in Canada they're very rich and that they can have everything. And so people from other lands that have never been here, that don't understand it, feel like it's okay to take advantage of us, which it's not, because we are in our roads are not paved of gold. So when I explained that to him, he was like, "Oh, that's kind of like death and dying," which is true because it's that same energy, right?
That's the test.
One of the beautiful things about you, Tyson, is that you do work, and we've talked about this. You've had some clients that you and I couldn't even help because they're being tested at such a level that God is like, no, they still need to learn more about themselves. And so what we've learned is to let them go and let them continue to on their journey alone, that you can't help everyone. In the deep cleaning protocol is to clear out those things so then you can heal and become enlightened on your own. It doesn't make you enlightened. It doesn't make you healed or better. It gives you the openness to be able to do it yourself. Does that make sense? Because like for me, I had to go down deep so that God was like, if you're going to work for me and if you're going to channel me, then I need to know that you're in it 100%, that you're
Right.
not going to get enticed by the devil. And because the devil is very enticing. Money, power, greed, envy, lust, sex, all of that, like all of those, the seven deadly sins are what we constantly have to make sure that we're in balance with, and that we're not leaning to or fro one way or the other, that we're doing this because this is the word that we want to get out, the light, right?
Or worried about the judgment of other people that you got wrong, or the church are going to condemn you because you didn't do that, and you're going to hellfire, or it's going to rain down on your head, and you're going to go to hell. That gets overwhelming for me, right? That's like feeling like I'm being pushed down. If I can go to the virtue side of it, then I know that if in the covenant between me and my creator, if I can fulfill these virtues, then creator will be there for me. So that's the positive side.
That's what makes you so good with people like where I was at that time, because you could have been like, girl, I don't know who you working for, but you're not working for who I'm working for, so I'm out of here. But what you see is potential in somebody to be able to bloom out of it, right? So you see the virtues. You don't see the negative part of it, which is what I love about you, but it's also, has to be like balanced out too, right? I mean, it's a balancing game for us,
Right.
right? So I clear out demons. I could just leave them in the on this plane just to go and wreak havoc on somebody else. But no, I choose to like show them the light and show them a different way and cross them over so that they don't continue to wreak havoc. And that's the difference between us and like what we do, because there's a fine line there, right?
Yeah,
We
there
could
is a
create
fine line.
more we could create more negativity and more hate and more disdain in the world. But what we do is we look for it to then bring it to a different plane, and there's a balancing act there. It's very difficult for people to understand what it is that we do, because we're called to do something that most people couldn't do. That balancing act, you guys, that is extremely difficult. And so we all just have to understand that the light and the dark. Oh, what did I say yesterday? There's a fine line between psychic and psycho.